I'm Katie.
I'm Kylie.
And this is
You're Not Paranoid.
I think I'm ready.
Did you hear anything I was saying?
You're saying that's what she said.
Like over and over again? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was
That's kind of like just how my brain normally is. So it just kind of felt,
It felt like your inner thoughts.
yeah, I was like, oh look, my inner thoughts are being read by Kylie.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what she said. Wait, why does it say it 4 times in a row?
Yep. It's really hard at work.
That's
Because it's
never ending.
it would be really inappropriate because I don't have like those kinds of friends.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I could just imagine you're like, because like your thing is that you don't really make faces, like expressions. No offense, but it's true. You've admitted that. And so that's just your face, right? And so, but what if like we could tell, like the Katie's tell for that's what she said, you're just like a little like lip twitch or something. It was like or you couldn't even, you know what I'm saying? Like where you can't
Yeah,
like help
I
it.
like that.
Like it's like you're like that's what she said, like tick almost.
Because in
I
my
think it's
head, I'm
nice.
doing the Jim Halpert to my life camera,
You're
but it's
like
not there.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Hi.
Long time no see.
For sure. There is a big benefit to separating out the episodes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit different. I don't think you were wearing that shirt earlier, right?
No,
Okay, that's cool.
I
So
changed.
then it's like
I
it's different.
showered.
Me too.
I changed the environment.
I changed like everything about myself because I want you to like me.
Wow.
Yeah. Is it
I'm
working?
excited to get to know
Yeah.
this new person.
Sure. Sure. Here I am.
Yay.
I creepily also made tea. Don't be sad. Why do you make this?
I didn't do sad. I was like,
Oh. I misinterpreted. Look, it has a cat.
oh, and made us flowers.
From here, it looks like something from Star Wars.
Stewart. Yeah,
Like,
it's
look
like
at the
very
camera.
like abstract.
Yeah.
At least I call them flowers. Now that you say that, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, this is like really soon into the episode, but I have to use the restroom all of a sudden, and
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
god.
I'm sorry. So, real talk.
Mm. Oh no.
Almost had an accident. Like, that came out of nowhere. I don't know if at any point in the video. Why is your face like that?
What?
I know it's a little TMI, but literally all of a sudden I was sitting here and it was like sinking feeling. I'm like, uh-oh, it's happening. Like on Bridesmaids, and then
Mm-hmm.
I almost didn't make it.
Wow.
But
Well,
I did.
congratulations on
Thank you.
making
And
it.
the bathroom's not that far, so it's kind of embarrassing. You ever have that where your body just like catches you off guard and you're like, this should be okay, but it almost wasn't? Like, how embarrassing would that have been if I had an accident like literally 30 feet away? I was driving. Would I have been able to hold
Yeah.
it together? I don't know. Probably not.
Hmm.
Have you ever had that where you're like driving home and then your body knows you're driving home? So then it's like anticipation is
Mm-hmm.
happening. And then you're like, this happened once where I was literally driving home and I was like, something's not right. And every like 50 feet driving, I'm like, could I pull over there? Could I pull over there? Could I pull over there? Is that dark
Dang.
enough corner? And I hauled butt home going way over the speed limit.
Yeah, one time it happened to me. Like probably the worst was I was on a train, so there's nothing I could do. And then I
Those
had to
bathrooms
walk.
are nasty too.
Yeah, and then I had to walk like to the apartment.
No. Was this when
And
you were in Europe?
no, that was when I was dating
Really?
my ex.
Oh.
But that was
But
probably
what
the worst that's ever happened.
but what city was that in? That you're taking a train and then also
The Bay Area.
oh, that makes way more sense. I'm like, that's not down here.
No, that
Ugh.
was pretty scary.
But to be fair, in Northern California, you could probably get away with pooping on the street because I've actually seen poop from the street.
That's
Not saying
true.
it's right, but of all the places in the world, that's probably one of the few places you might not even get questioned.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen things. It's horrible. I did not do that. Just a disclaimer. I did
She's like,
not
it
do
was
that.
me.
I
I,
was a
I,
dookie in the corner next to that theater. No,
mm-hmm.
never. I would never. That's mm-mm. But if you have to do what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Happens.
Yeah. I
Did you
don't,
make it?
I did make it burly. I think it's harder to walk when you have to stop yourself versus sitting. Uh,
Dude, yes, because you at least have like something literally blocking it. Like, but when you're walking, you're just like counting on each cheek to do its job, like step
you
by
know, like when
step,
you do
like
glute
force,
bridges,
force, force. Yes.
it's kind of trying
You
to
just like
walk like that.
flexion cup, everything. Yeah. Oh, that's so hard. I'm just imagining you walking and it looks really funny. And like the more you try, you have to like pace yourself, right? Because the
Yeah.
faster you try to go, the
Yeah.
more it's gonna open up, and you're like, I
Yep.
gotta keep it up. So you're like, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Oh my gosh. Ew. Aw. Sorry guys if you can't handle that.
That's fine.
But if you're a little bit gross like us, then you think it's funny because it is. Ugh, those stories are the worst. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're the best, but they're the worst. Close calls. Oh man.
Yeah. Ladies and
Mhm.
Tangents has a lot of making it and almost and then not making it because they both have tummy issues as well. And then
Yeah.
one of their listeners sent them like whiteboard that says it's been and then a blank days since I pooped myself.
Oh, that's really funny.
Mhm.
Dang. The more you talk about them, the more I'm like, are they us in another universe?
I'm saying, and not in like a weird, creepy way, but I think they would be our friends if
In
we
real life.
were, yeah, if we
We
lived by each
can,
other.
I mean, we can be digital friends.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I can see they are somewhere in Ohio,
Ooh.
which is a close drive to my family in Pennsylvania. I mean, obviously, depending on where in Ohio, but
Right. But generally speaking, closer. Yeah.
yeah.
Just a little hop, skip, plane ride away. Not a big
Hmm.
deal. No, they definitely seem like our friends already. What if they said the same thing about us? Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh.
But probably not, because I think they would have reached out by now. Like, we fangirl about you. It's not, but not in a creepy way. Anyways, they're great. That's cool. Moving on.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So that's that. How was your day?
It was pretty good. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't do a whole lot. I went and got a coffee. Then I worked out
That's nice. Those are
because
great
I had a
things.
coffee. Um, and then my family and I had Taco Bell because why not?
You would
That
think
was
I
kind of
had Taco Bell with my
oh
accident, I almost said, but I didn't.
yeah. Surprisingly, there are some things that do it to me, but not Taco Bell.
Really?
I think maybe because
You're
I've had
an
it,
anomaly.
or like my parents gave it to me at such a young age. You know, kind of like an allergy thing
Yeah.
that I've become immune.
Yeah, you have a tolerance. But what did you get from Taco Bell?
The soft tacos
That's probably why, because they're pretty mild.
and a chicken burrito thing.
Yummies. When you said my parents and I got Taco Bell. I thought you were gonna, or my family and I thought you were gonna say like my family and I had a talk. I was like, uh-oh.
I am no longer their child.
You're like,
I'm adopted.
I was gonna say the opposite. You like told your parents that they're adopted, and they were like, "What?
Uh, ooh, like a, what do they call it? A reverse Uno?
Ew. Is that what that's called?"
I don't know. I think people use that phrase, because it's like, in Uno, you do Uno reverse.
Mm.
So you like switch up on someone to Uno
Yeah,
reverse.
got it. Yeah, that sounds like a different language in a reverse. But yes, I do know what you're talking about.
Have you played the game Uno?
Uh, does Uno mean five? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yes, I played Uno. It means one.
Oh, it's about
Actually,
to get violent.
yeah, I have Uno Attack and I'm donating it because it's like things are missing and it also looks stressful. I'm like, I can't live with this.
Yeah,
Is it
just
stressful?
regular old. I think it's fun, but
We
I'm
should play
competitive,
sometime.
so yeah.
Ooh. I feel like I've never played board games with you. Maybe that's a big reason why we're still friends, if you're really competitive.
Yeah, but it's a quiet competitive.
It's like a deeper, yeah.
I don't like flip the table or anything, but
But you win. Yeah, I got
I
it. I
will
gotcha.
win
Yeah.
or I'll
Ooh,
I'll
challenge
leave.
accepted. Oh my gosh, my friend told me one time. Okay, this is actually hilarious. That so we were at her house playing a card game with her and her husband, and you know this person. I'm not gonna say her name though. And she's one of my bridesmaids also. And her husband and I are very similar in terms of like competitiveness and take things seriously. And my husband and her are very similar in that like they just kind of go with the flow and they don't take anything like they take things seriously, but they're not overly competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And we were playing a game and it was funny because at the beginning of the game she was telling us how the last time they played with another couple, the actually it was like a relative of theirs. They were so
Uh-oh.
mad. The relative was so mad that they lost that they just like ended the night short. They're like, we gotta go.
Whoa.
Awkward when it's your family member. So it's like, okay, like it was good seeing you. They're like, uh-huh, bye. And just like left. I was like, oh yeah, like no, that I won't be like that. And then we're playing and my husband is like falling asleep mid-game. I'm like, you need to be in this. Like it's like a partner game. I'm like, this is something, and they're like really into it, and he's just like not even paying attention. Mind you, it was like 11:30 at night. I'm like
No excuses.
no excuses, thank you. We'd be good partners. But
Thanks.
I was just usually he's like totally into it, but oh man. And then I was like, you know that thing where you're like trying not to get too competitive with your friends because they're your friends but also
Mm-hmm.
you want to win. So then you're like,
Yeah. Yep.
and then you don't want to get mad at your significant other in front of other people, but also you're like, pull it together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was, I didn't say it like that, but I was like, why aren't, like, can you please sit up off the ground? Like, can you watch the, yeah. I tried to keep my cool, but they won and I was not stoked. I was
Mm.
like, we got one, but you weren't paying attention. Good times, good
Well,
times.
and that's
Actually, not
how
not the best of times.
they got divorced.
Oh, that's horrible. How dare you say that? We will make
I
it
know,
through.
sorry.
We can get through games. It's fine. I accept your apology. If we can get through a board game of him not contributing, I think we'll be okay.
That
But it
would
won't
be
happen
a
again. We've already had to talk about it.
yeah, you're like, we'll talk about this in the car on the way home.
Get in the car. Look at the like. Thanks for having us. We're gonna talk about this later.
Mhm. Um,
Like parent grit the teeth.
mhm.
Do not do
That would
that.
be a
Wicked on
good
you.
early date if you were
Mm.
like dating someone to kind of see how they behave in like a
Uh,
game situation.
I kind of got a taste of that with my husband when we first started dating because we went fishing maybe like a month or two into dating, and while fishing, we were getting yellow. I know this might sound boring, but he was trying to get yellowtail, which is like a pretty awesome
Hey,
fish.
yeah, he was.
It's like a one of those. What?
I was
Get
trying
it?
to do a play off of tail. I think our
Uh,
internets are a little off too,
a
but
little delayed. That's
mhm.
hilarious. I was like, anyways, so we're fishing, and a seal came and got the fish mid reeling in, and I'm
What?
like, yeah. So I'm reeling in this fish, and it's an early date, so he's like trying to be impressive, like, look, I got you on a fish, and these fish are actually really hard, like harder to get. They put up quite a fight. I'm like dying. I'm like, this is really heavy and difficult. And finally, the fish gets close to us, and then a seal comes up, and this is quite a problem over here. A seal comes up and steals our fish. And this was my first experience with him, like dealing with something under pressure. I'm like, oh no, the seal got it. And he's like, sit down. And I'm like, and he goes, "Brr." It's like, we're getting your fish back. And he like follows that with the boat. Still has the rod. The fish is attached. The seal is swimming away, and he's like, we're getting this back. So we're chasing the seal. I never told you the story.
No.
Gosh. So then, but it's hilarious because this is like early on. So I'm like, "Oh, like we're catching fish." And he's like, no, we're getting this back. So then we finally get back to the seal, and we're like, real now he's like, give me the reel. So he like has the reel. And I'm like, but he's not like mean. He's just like,
Yeah.
let's do this. Like game on. And he's like reeling it in. And then the seal gets it again, takes it again. He's like, sit down. I'm like, okay. And then they're like, go. So then we're going. Happens again. We gets the fish closer this time, and he has what's called a gaff. So that's the giant hook thing that you so when you're fishing to bring a giant fish into the boat, you don't just like from the line because it's too small. The line is like puts a lot of pressure on one line. You have like a big hook thing. And so you actually put it into the fish's gill, mouth,
Hmm.
whatever, and you pull it out. And while the seal was there, we were like reeling it in, and he took the gaff, and then he stabbed the seal really hard. I'm kidding. He did not stab the
I know.
seal.
I was
He
like
hit
kind of
the.
hoping that it was not gonna go that route.
I know. I'm just teasing. So then he hit the water. He wanted because he knows I like animals. I was like, "Ah, so he hits the water next to the seal, spooks it, and then with fishing rod and gaff in hand, he like hits the water, scared the seal, reels in the fish, and then gaffs the fish to bring it into the boat, like all within zero point 0.5 seconds. I was
Dang.
like watching the whole time, like, who are you? Because like 10 minutes later, he was just like this sweet, encouraging, like, you got this, keep reeling it in. And then it was like, our fish is under pressure, like it's being taken from us. That was my first experience with his competitiveness via nature, competitive, competing with nature essentially,
Hmm.
but not board games, just fish.
Yeah, you thought you're like this will
Mm-hmm.
translate well when we play board games together.
Yes. Although
But
flash forward like 5 or 6 months, we did play Pictionary at Thanksgiving that same year. And we by that time were so connected that he would it was kind of dumb. He would draw like two lines and I would guess the right thing. It was really weird. Like his mom was like, this is not normal. And I think at that point we both knew like, oh, we'll probably be married one day because we're reading each other's minds.
yeah, that's kind of
They're like, "Are
creepy.
you guys cheating?" I'm like, "No."
You're like, yes, because we're here to
Both
win.
yeah, and that's yeah, so he can be, but when he's tired, he's
Okay.
not in it. Yeah.
I
All of
see. I
that,
see.
that was just a lot of story for my life and how I'm competitive at sports. I mean, um, games. Although today we did play soccer with our neighbors, like the children,
Hmm.
and we were pretty not like competitive, but like we are like having fun. It ended with like a couple of the kids falling and like kind of scraping their knees. It was so sad.
That's their
Husband
fault.
almost went down because he was playing in his flip flops
Mm.
on the blacktop. And then at one point, one of the like he's a toddler. was in the goal and I didn't like really see him, and then I
Oh
like
no. Launched it.
hard, but
You bent it like Beckham into this
I
toddler's face.
like a little not hard
One
enough.
second.
He didn't cry. He didn't cry. I was just like
Okay.
doink. I was like, I'm sorry. It was so sad.
Oh my
The
God.
parent was like, he's okay. I was like, okay, he's sorry. So it's there.
Dang.
Do you
Okay.
have any competitive stories?
Mm, I mean, when before my brother went through puberty, I would always beat him at sports and stuff. And then
Yeah.
once he got taller, I became the angry one because I didn't think it was fair.
That he was taller than you.
Yeah, because we would play like one-on-one basketball or stuff like that. And then it's like when
Yeah.
someone's so much taller than you, and it's like I never played basketball competitively,
Right. Yeah.
but for some reason we had a basketball hoop. I mean, my brother played for a little bit, but yeah, after that I was like, we're not playing anymore. So I
Like
just
if I
know
don't have a chance, there's no more playing.
yeah. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'll play horse or around the world, but I'm not gonna do one-on-one.
hmm It was probably like one of the few things he could actually school
And
you
that's
on.
why I did not engage.
You're like, if I don't have a chance, goodbye. Well, that's
Yeah.
fair. I mean, you don't want to go into anything knowing you're gonna lose, so.
hmm
And if you're not like a basketball player, then you're probably not gonna get much better, no offense.
Yeah.
I
So
also
I
didn't play
just
basketball,
I just stuck to volleyball.
which is also full of lots of tall people.
Yeah, which kind of sucks because I didn't really have a chance of going to college or anything for it.
hmm But you still do it for fun.
I do it for fun.
It's for fun, and you're still good, so that's great.
Thanks.
Is it weird? I want to come watch you play volleyball sometime.
That's fine. I mean, it's kind of a weird time, but
Yeah, because it's like in the
it's
evening on a
Sunday
random.
nights, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, people sometimes, there's like the occasional boyfriends or like
hmm
friends.
I'll just sit with the boyfriends,
Mm-hmm.
like cheer you on, like, oh, kitty.
And be like louder, what?
Like, ACE,
Yeah.
side out. I never knew what that meant. I just said it because everyone else said it.
Side outs when you like get the ball back.
Oh. But what, how does that make sense?
Um, that's a good question.
Like
I
it
don't
went
know.
outside the line for them? Like side.
I don't know what it
Oh.
act like what the word like where it comes from, but it's when
Right.
you're on defense and then you get the ball back to serve.
Got it. Cool. I don't remember. Maybe I knew that at one point, but I definitely
You
forgot.
probably did.
But I said it, and I knew the words. I don't know what they mean.
You're like
Go along
serving.
with it.
They're like, no,
Side
it's not
out.
side out yet.
Ah, oh man, good times. Good
Good
times.
times.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Um, I have a show, but I
Ooh.
can't remember if you told me about it. So I don't want to be like, have you seen this?
Like
Like
how I do to you.
I've done it to you
Oh,
too.
it's
Um,
so good.
were you telling me about Yellow Jackets?
No.
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, it's real good.
Oh, what's it about?
It's on Showtime. I would say still watch it, even with the description I'm about to give you, because I know you're not a
Uh-oh.
fan of this other show. It's
Hmm.
it's giving Lost vibes.
Hmm.
I just stay with me. But
Okay.
it's high school girls soccer team, and it's in the 90s.
Mm.
And then it flashes to present day when they're like in their 40s or whatever, like back and forth.
Got it.
And like some weird shit happens out in the forest. They survive for like a year and a half.
Wait, don't tell me too much.
No, but that's the whole thing because it
Oh.
shows you the modern, like it shows you current day, and like they
Mm-hmm.
obviously like talk about because it's like, oh, the like survivors, um but then like in the flashbacks it's
Mm.
like some real weird, like the very first episode, the first few scenes are like super weird, and then so that really like hooks you and you're like, what, WTF?
Like what's
And then it
happening?
doesn't really like go back to that, like because that obviously had to have been like, I'm assuming, like right before they got rescued. And
Mm.
so then the story starts like with the crash. So it's like, how the heck did those two,
Did
how did
that
those
get to that?
scenes, mm-hmm, it's kind of like Lord of the Flies,
Oh,
Lost.
yeah.
There's some weird things in the
Ew.
forest. But then
Ooh.
like there's also like the drama within the group itself, and then like why are they focusing on these certain characters in the
Mm-hmm.
future? Because it makes you kind of think that they're the only ones who survived the whole thing. But is it?
Mm-hmm.
Because most of them do survive the initial crash.
Whoa.
So I don't know. I just finished it. I binged it
Wow.
almost.
Dude.
I
Okay,
really
I'll have
liked it.
to circle back to it because I'm taking a TV break right now.
Yeah, I kind of was too. And then I remember seeing it, and then it somehow like popped up again. And I'm like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what, I'll try.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
watch
Once you
this.
watch the first one, you're like, for yeah, I hear that. Well, that's nice because once I'm back to it in a healthy amount, that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
why I'm taking a break, is because I feel like the way I felt with social media, where I was just like on all the time.
Mm,
And then I went on a break, and now I feel like I have a healthy level of like dabbling. I'm not
mm-hmm.
quite dabbling as I'd like with the television set.
Tim,
And so I would like to hold turkey until I'm ready to go
dang.
dabble again. Yeah. Mm. But before I went cold turkey, I was watching Hacks on HBO Max. Have you heard of that?
Mm.
So that one's kind of cute. I like it. I was gonna say cute, but it's not really cute. It's more like dramedy.
Is this the one,
There's been a lot of like advertisements for
the
it lately.
stand-up one that? Yeah, I think you were telling me about it.
Okay. Like online or offline?
I think it. I don't know. It could
Yeah.
have
So
been either.
it could have been. I can't
It could
remember
have
because
been
like
this, but before we recorded. I don't
gotcha.
know.
Well, because what you guys have to understand as listeners is that Katie and I talk like this all the time.
We
And so
never
it
talk
doesn't,
except for the podcast.
well, we talk like what I meant was the way we talk is not different on or off
Oh yeah,
air. So it's hard to for us to remember like
it
what we
really is.
said recorded or not recorded. And so
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we'll probably repeat ourselves several times and we're like, because this is like normal conversation for us. So,
Yeah.
really. Um, yeah, Hacks, stand-up comedian, writer goes and helps her write. And then all the like drama that unfolds, and there's like all these and it was kind of inspiring me to do maybe like some stand up at some point in my life. I found that super like inspiring and interesting. I was like, oh, I kind of want to check this out. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's really fun and funny. It's very smart, like the smart funny
Okay.
kind. Which
I'll
to be
probably
fair, if
check that
something's
out.
funny, majority of the time it's actually like smart. Like there's like a deeper funny haha to it. Actually, that's not true. There's different types of funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's dumb funny, but this one's smart funny. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to watch it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have anything like other shows, so I try to kind of do what you're saying. If I don't find a new show, then I can't watch it.
Oh, then you're
You know
like,
what I mean?
take a
Because
break. Yeah.
I don't think I have any shows that I watch that are like on regular TV, or ones that
Mm-hmm.
are like on the streaming platforms that do it like once a week.
Yeah.
You know, so then I'm like, I don't really want to binge anything. And then it's also like, it's like like starting a relationship or a friendship, and it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, and I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
get to know this show. So my comfort thing will be if I really want to watch TV, I'll just watch like a show I've already seen,
Mm-hmm.
which I've heard is a coping mechanism sometimes for anxiety because it's
Because
like
it's
it's
predictable.
soothing. Yeah, and and you can kind of like whoo.
Yeah, like you can relax and know what's gonna happen, and it's gonna make
Hmm.
you already know it's gonna make you feel good
Yeah,
or
and I'll
relax.
usually
And
use comedy. So
mm-hmm.
right now it's Veep. And it's also nice too
Veep.
that I don't like binge it because I've already seen it. So it really is like, oh, I just kind of want to watch a show.
Yeah, like
And then
when it
it's
comes
like,
up.
yeah. But by the time this comes out, the Peaky Blinders new season will be out. So I'll be watching
Oh
that.
dang.
Eh,
So I've
eh.
never seen it. I don't know why. I just don't want to.
I mean,
I'm
Tommy
sorry.
Shelby,
Who dat?
Killian Murphy, he's the main character. I think he's pretty wheat woos, but kind of like only in the show. Not no offense
Yeah.
to him.
What's his name?
IRL. Killian Murphy. It's with a C.
Ew.
He's Irish, but
I
he
had a
he has
feeling.
that look of the really blue eyes with the dark hair that I think is attractive.
Let's see.
You probably should look him
The
up
picture I looked,
as
yeah, I
Tommy
see what
Shelby.
you're, okay. I'm glad you qualified it with that because for sure. Otherwise, he looks like a totally different person.
I know, isn't that weird? And no offense to him as a person, I'm sure he's lovely.
It's the haircut. It's the
Yeah,
haircut.
I like it.
Yeah, he rocks it, but when his hair is not like that,
Yeah, it's a little.
it's a different story. Kind of like the same. Oh gosh, what's his name? From Vikings,
Oh, yeah, that guy's pretty.
Ragnar,
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Travis Fimmel.
Yeah.
When he is specifically Ragnar, like something about his mohawk braid.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, yes, yes, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And now my husband has a mohawk braid.
Yay!
Just kidding. That would be hilarious
He's
though.
growing
If
it out.
no, he just got a haircut. It looks really nice, but it would be cool.
That'll take a really long
It
time.
would take a, or I can get him a wig or extensions. Can you imagine? Or hair plugs just in certain areas to make it
Mhm.
super long.
You just take him to your hairstylist. So, I want some extensions, and then you show him like the Vikings
Like
picture.
just like this. Just like
So we're gonna
this.
shave the sides a little bit,
And
add
we're gonna wax it
extensions. Mm-hmm.
so it might not come back. Oh, so good. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's like you're listening to music.
I am.
Oh,
Just kidding.
it's kind of creepy because I can't really see beyond my lighting. And I'm
Uh-oh.
like, is someone there?
No. No, don't start this.
I know.
This is like a what are they like back in the day when it was radio shows.
Mm-hmm.
This is our episode we're doing one. And then you hear like shh. Oh my God. What is that?
I could definitely spook myself out pretty easily in this house.
Yep.
Dude, one time I was home alone, and speaking of which, I was home alone and our bass went out like mid movie. Like and
Oh.
I don't know if it's like a common thing for the bass to go out because of like a sound system set up. Um, husband's very proud of that. Made it into our vows, not our vows, but into our wedding. It was like a whole thing. It was funny. Um, and one day it went out, and by it going out, the symptoms of that were just like extremely loud bass. So like by itself, or it was just like
Oh.
"Wah," like so
Ew.
loud, Katie, that like it shook our whole house. It sounded like a monster was on our roof. Like,
Ew.
that's how like, I was genuinely concerned, and I couldn't tell it was the bass because it was just, like, this loud noise happening, but it sounded like
Mhm.
it was coming from up above, and I'm just like, what do you do if there's a monster on your roof?
You're like,
Like,
this is it.
I'm like, "Oh my," like, it literally sounded like someone was up there, and it was so scary, and I'm
I
home
do not
alone, so
like that.
I called my dad. And I think he came over, and then by the time he was coming over, I was able to I, like, turned off I, like, muted the TV to hear what was happening, and then it stopped, and then that's when I was like,
Uh,
"Oh."
that would be
It
really
was
scary.
it was really scary, yeah.
They're like, well, I guess the aliens are here.
Well,
What can I do?
yeah, I'm telling you, if that's really what it feels like, just like the loud that's ugh, like, literally, like, just thinking about it gave me all the, like, ugh. Oh, I don't like it.
No, thank you.
Like, really putting yourself I think that's why I like movies so much, but they also stress me out. So, like, really put myself into them,
Mm.
like Arrival or, like, Independence Day or, like oh, what's the other one where they're like,
Oh, Sign? Is it Signs?
"No." Signs is one too, but I never saw it.
Oh, The Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place,
I
yeah.
would like to see that. Have you seen the second one?
I haven't.
I was gonna say Killian Murphy's in the second one,
Uh-huh.
but I haven't seen
Actually,
it.
have I seen it? I feel like I haven't. I feel like I would know if I
You would
had.
not recognize him. He looks kind of creepy.
I mean, he already looks kind of creepy, so.
How dare you?
I mean, a little bit. Like, he looks like he could be creepy.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal. In his character, he looks great. That's the cool thing about acting, right? Like, you can literally change what you look like based on who you are because they're literally changing who they are for
Mm-hmm.
the movie or show or whatever they're doing.
Yep.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful.
It's an art.
It's an art form, darling.
What you said. Yeah. So, random.
Yeah.
Today I found out just how soft skin is when I was opening my tea to make some tea. Like I was just opening the new box
Mm-hmm.
on like a dull piece of cardboard, which is what it's made of. The edge of the tea box, I like sliced my finger on it. I don't know if you
Yeah.
can see it
Yeah, a little
right
bit.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Might not look that bad, but it hurt. And I
I
felt it
always,
like, like
yeah.
like deep, and you're like, how is dull cardboard slicing my skin? And then that kind of freaked me out to think that we're not that durable.
Yeah, that happens to me like on random weird stuff like cardboard
Yeah.
boxes and
Uh, yeah, not cool.
mm-mm.
Like knives and stuff. Like, no thanks.
Yeah, scissors.
Scissors.
I did do that stupidly with scissors.
Oh,
I
really?
was opening a box and I think well at work. And so I think the ones at my house are just dull. And so
Mm.
don't do this at home, kids. I was holding it, but like
Yeah.
like to like cut so they're like splayed open. I
Dude.
was holding it by the handle and the blade so it wouldn't move. It wasn't bad, but I was like, "Oh
Do
yeah,
you still
yes,
have
it's a
fingers?
blade." Yeah. It was just scissors, but
No, but I could imagine it as like,
it was just a little
uh,
bit of like, "Oh yeah, you shouldn't hold sharp freaking blades in your hand." Like
dude,
that's a bit of a
no
blonde
chance.
moment. But
Well, now it's a pink moment, so.
I wonder what that means.
It's probably innuendo for something.
Probably.
Oh man, ouch. One time there was a kid in my elementary school. He put scissors in his mouth. He
To
lived.
like, did he like cut his tongue? Or
I
like he
don't think
just did
so.
it.
I think he just did it. He was just like, some people just like put things in their
Yeah.
mouth, like they bite on pens or
Yeah.
freaking sucking on scissors. I'm like, please. The teacher was like, take the scissors out of your mouth. And I think in their head, they were thinking, like, I never thought I'd ever have to say this.
Yeah.
What is your biggest secret?
Is that what the episode
Kidding.
is?
Well, we're
Uh,
kind of just like going for it.
I
So,
I did buy this book.
yeah, okay. You didn't like the other book I got you?
Hmm?
Remember, there's a book about being paranoid.
You know,
You lost it?
my dad took over. I was thinking about
Is
that
he
because I was
reading
like,
it?
I know that we had a couple books, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
where are they?
Maybe they're like in the pile by me. Wasn't there like a little?
Yeah, I feel like there probably are,
That's okay. Let's start with this one.
but
I'm
this one
offended, but it's
also,
fine. I'm just kidding.
we'll get past it. This is new.
Hmm.
Um, this is also the one that I was showing you as the game,
Ooh, fun.
but this is just the book that the game is based off of.
Got it.
It is called The Worst Case Scenario Survival Handbook. Expert
Mm.
advice for extreme situations.
Ew.
It's by New York Times bestselling authors Joshua Piven and David Borgenicht.
I
Probably didn't
wonder
say
what
that right.
else they write about their best-selling authors.
Probably this book.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Do you want me to just flip to a random?
Yeah, let's go. Brrr. How many pages are there? I'll pick a page.
Ooh. Oh, there's an about the author section if you wanted to know.
No thanks.
Okay.
People can look that up.
Um, oh, that's kind of cool. The back has experts and sources.
Oh, that's
Uh,
nice.
it has 315 pages.
Whoa. Hmm. I'm going to say, okay, that was really creepy for a second here. When I yawned and I came down, when I looked back up, it looked like there was a person like right there.
Ew.
But I think it
In
was
mine or
just these
yours?
things. And yours. No, I'm kidding. In mine.
Oh
In
my
mine.
God.
There was I thought that I
Yeah,
think
those
I just saw
pictures.
this. It really freaked me out. I was like, anyways, I'm gonna say let's go to 274 for 500.
So
And then
this
what that
is
chapter is.
this section, because that's in the middle of one,
Right.
is how to survive when lost in the desert. And then
Ooh.
specifically page 274 is about eating cactus fruit and flowers.
Yummy.
It says
Ouch.
cactus fruit and flowers can be eaten. Split open the base and chew on the pith.
Eh,
Pith.
yeah. But remove the thorns first, right?
Yes.
Ooh.
It says to chew on the pith, but don't swallow it.
Oh, probably to get all the liquid out. You're like,
Yes. Says avoid any cactus that exudes white sap, which is toxic and may burn the mucous membranes of the mouth and throat. Other desert plants are inedible and will make you sick.
hmm. So as long as the cactus is a cactus and it's not doing like white stuff, then we're fine.
Yes.
And we don't swallow it, you just chew on it.
Mm-hmm.
Pith. What does a pith look like?
There's like a cross section. I think it's
Oh, like
the
the bottom.
yeah.
You're just like,
Hmm.
cool. Next. Your turn.
I'll do a ooh. How to tell if someone is lying to you.
Ooh.
I feel like we did didn't
I
you,
think we
you
did
cover
this.
this? So
I think
I don't
so.
know if I should do a different one.
I mean. Maybe they have more.
It says their pitch is high. The the person employs shielding. This means they cover their mouth or eyes with their hand while speaking. They pause. They complain often. I don't know if they are ill at ease. They are
Hmm.
saying what they are saying sounds fishy, and they avoid detail. They are inconsistent. According to this book, most people look to their right when recalling the truth and events that actually happened, and look to the left when creating or spinning new versions of events.
Whoa, that's cool. I love stuff like that. Yeah. I'm like, is this your right or my right?
I don't know.
Never know. You never
I
know.
might be lying.
'Cause this is ew. Oh no, that's right. Why does it look? Oh, because I'm seeing my mirror reflection. This is actually my right.
Yeah.
This is actually. I don't remember this being looking like that. I would. Oh, because it's my. Duh. Ew. What are reflections? That's so weird. Sorry, that was like hard for me to comprehend. I'm like, why is this happening?
Yeah, isn't that weird to think about? You never actually see yourself. You've only ever seen reflections or pictures,
But pictures of yeah, you're
but it's
right.
not actually like seeing.
It's not you.
You
I'm
don't
not
see
like
it live.
I'm not like what? Like my eyes aren't like coming out of my head.
Mm-hmm.
So weird. Sorry, I had a moment with myself. Okay,
That's all right.
next.
Okay.
170. Nope.
Wait, so
143.
what number were you gonna say?
I was gonna say 170. I think either 2 or 7.
I was on 172.
Wait, what? You're gonna
I don't know if you could see it.
wait, get closer if you don't mind. Dude.
That's weird. Weren't
Dude, that's like the
wasn't the
weirdest one I've had in a long time. Dude,
didn't
are
we
you
do something weird in the
did you
last
say what
episode too?
number you just did you say what number page
No.
you went to?
I was still flipping. That's not the same one.
But you're oh, so
So
ooh.
that's not
So the
even the one I
number
was
I
just
guessed is the one you're actually turned to, not the number you.
yeah.
Ew, what's wrong
And
with
it's about being
me?
it's about being psychic.
That would
But
be that'd be creepy.
ki kind of funny. It's
Uh-oh.
about how to survive dropping a cell phone in the toilet. So kind of like a callback a little bit.
Full circle. Accidents in the toilet.
Hmm.
Nice. That's
So,
yeah, that does suck. That's a survival tactic for dropping your cell phone in the
hmm,
toilet?
yeah, I guess
What is
it's
it?
just telling you how to fix it.
Call for rice?
Yeah, shake it out, remove as much stuff as you can, clean it, stick it in a container of a drying agent.
AKA kitty litter, AKA rice.
Experts recommend silica gel,
I was just
a-
gonna say that. I was like,
which I
there's
guess
no
is
way
cat
people have
litter.
silica gel handy.
That's crystal cat litter,
Oh,
is what it says in parentheses.
gotcha.
Or couscous.
Goose? Ooh, goose, goose.
Hmm?
What?
You like couscous?
Huh?
I don't know if I'm saying it right.
You are saying it right. Yeah, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay, that was weird.
That was weird. I'm
Um,
gonna keep flipping and then we'll see how many times we can do it.
oh, dude. Okay. No, it has to be natural. I can't just like. So what
I'm
page are we
I'm
on?
communicating the number to you.
Okay. Do I have to guess? I can't guess on the spot. It has to be natural. I can't.
All right.
I mean, I could try. Did you start over again?
Yeah, I'm on a new page.
Okay. The number that jumped out to me was, or the first number that jumped out to me was 154, but that's too weird. So
Oh,
if I, okay, so then if I was being reasonable, I would probably say like 237.
nah, I was on page 62.
Watch those are gonna be the pages you flip to later, and I'm like, what do I call it? Even though, but I like said it, so then you did it. Okay, see, it's like if you try too hard, it's like it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Only when it's natural.
I don't like this one.
Ew, okay.
It's kind of creepy.
Uh-oh.
And also like a fear. Probably irrational, because what are the odds? But it's how to survive being buried alive.
Oh, haven't we talked about that?
Did we?
Mhm. I just
There's so much.
remember, we've talked about a lot of things. I just remember talking about the Kill Bill
Oh,
thing
yeah.
where she's like,
Yeah, and how they
oh,
used to have bell systems back in the day
yes.
because
How
people would
funny.
be
It's like Bill and Bale.
bell and
Kill Bill and the Bale system. They just sound very
buried.
Amber. Yeah. Hmm.
So,
We talked about that, but why?
was it like a
I don't
survival
know.
story?
Must have been. Has to be. Wow, we're so good. We're in this book everywhere. Did they have did they have advice that we didn't talk about?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of weird because the actual page I turned to is like a creepy ass picture of like someone in a coffin with a shirt on their head, and I'm like, oh, what? But
Yeah.
that is because um you have to remove your shirt as part of the process. So this, I guess, is like if you're in a pine box, you try to push up on it a little bit. You remove your shirt, cross your
Oh,
arms
to
over your
protect your
chest.
eyes.
Yeah. Then uncross your arms so the elbows are bent and your hands are at your shoulders. Pull the shirt, blah, blah, blah. It's telling you how to take your shirt off. You tie the bottom of the
That was
shirt in
funny
it.
because I was like, how? I'm like, what is this? That's hilarious.
Yeah, because you're going to be in a tight space. Um, so you kind of like fashion the shirt as like a bag over your head. And then you're supposed to be
Nice.
able to kick through the coffin. This is also assuming that like it was done
Wood.
hurriedly, so you aren't like actually 6 feet under, maybe.
Or not like that the thing you're buried in is not sturdy.
Yeah. So a cheap coffin may have already split from the weight of the earth above. Break apart the lid with your hands and feet and let the loose dirt rush in. Ugh, this is kind of like,
No, thank
ugh,
you.
I don't like this.
Uh-uh.
Uh, there should be space at the bottom end of the coffin below your feet. As the dirt rushes in, work quickly and calmly to fill the space at your feet. When this space fills up, push dirt onto your sides of the whatever. And then you should be able to sit up, and the loose earth above will move to fill the space you just occupied.
I guess that's also why your shirt's on your face, so you don't get it in your mouth.
Yeah. The higher the clay content of the soil, the more difficult your escape will be.
Yikes. But isn't it like that harder to dig anyways?
Yeah.
Let's go to
Oh,
another one.
yeah. Put a
What
shirt
were
over
you
your
gonna say?
head.
Was it helpful?
Sure. I don't know. I hope
Oh,
it
I thought you
helped.
said you had one more thing on there that was helpful
Oh,
advice.
no.
Got
No.
it, got
No,
it.
no, no.
Okay, next. 132.
This is on, oh,
Excuse
how to
me, my
survive
legs
a
are
night
done.
in jail.
Ooh, I hope I don't need that.
Don't panic or show fear.
Kind of
Do not
hard when you're
attempt
scared.
do not attempt to stare down or intimidate other prisoners. Avoid provoking other inmates. Mind your own
Hmm.
business. Do not proclaim your innocence. Nobody cares and everyone is innocent.
Also, really quick, I don't know if you can
Mhm.
see this.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like a
What's
little,
that? What is that?
I don't know what that is.
Are you joking?
No, it's like in the reflection of the mirror.
Yeah, that was like a orb. Is that your cat? Oh.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. You're
At
like,
first it really looked like an orb because all I could see is the white part. And I'm like,
it's
oh
just
hell no.
Katie is like the most fun to pretend to like to try to scare because the minute you don't know what it is, you get really aggressive and you're like, this is what it is. Like, is that your cat? Is that your cat?
Because otherwise I'm gonna have to look up how to
Oh,
survive a
so
ghost.
creepy. Yeah.
It is creepy.
Yeah, no, he's just being snooper.
I don't like that.
Okay, so jail.
And then I think the last one, steer clear of corrections officers.
Aren't they the one trying to help you?
It says prisoners, not guards, run prisons. It says guards in
Mm.
privately run jails or prisons may have little experience or may be in business with inmates.
Oh my gosh, this is like really what do you call? Controversial. Like,
Mhm.
did New
Do
York
not
Times
assume
really read this book?
do not assume guards are there to help you.
I mean, I think that's a fair
That's
assessment,
fair.
but to say that the prisoners run the jail system and not the guards or the jail system itself, that's like
I
kind of a
mean,
big claim.
but it's like the gangs and stuff that run it, right?
I think
I mean,
I'm thinking what they're saying is who's going to affect your life more? The
yeah,
other prisoners. Yeah,
yeah.
fair enough.
Do not make weapons. And again, this is just to survive a night in jail.
Ah,
Do not join a gang.
after one night.
Do not pay for protection. And request protective custody if you think you are in imminent danger. You do
Mm,
have the option of asking for it, but your request might not be granted.
yikes. Yeah, don't or just don't go to jail for the night if you can help it.
Yeah. But I mean, it happens.
That reminds me of the movie Shotcaller. Told you about that one, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Guy goes to jail over something that was really bad, but total accident. And things unfold in there, and he doubles down.
Uh-oh.
It's a good movie, actually. It's with the guy from Game of Thrones, Jamie Lannister, that actor.
Hmm.
It's so interesting. I love when you see actors who are known for certain roles playing other roles.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, ooh, I don't even see Jamie in this character. But also, like, I believe that you're this, like, really scary person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. Next.
Ew.
Oh, no.
How to perform a tracheotomy?
Ooh, that's actually kind of helpful. Don't you slice them, like, right here?
I think so. It says you really only should, I mean, obviously, you probably shouldn't be doing this,
We're not medical
but
professionals. Everything we're going to be
no.
saying on the podcast, we're not liable. And you should always consult a physician before doing anything.
Yeah, but this is basically when you've tried the, what's it called? Like the
Heimlich.
defib,
Oh,
Heimlich, chest compressions, and they're making no sounds, like not even coughing or gargling
yeah.
type of things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and also you should always be trying to contact the emergency services.
Yeah.
You will need something that can be a trach tube, a razor blade, something very sharp, A ballpoint pen with the inside removed, or a stiff paper or cardboard rolled into a tube. It says
Yikes.
you will not have time to sterilize your tool, so don't bother.
Hmm.
Um, uh, I don't know if I could read this. Uh, but anyways, it has the method and like pictures to like
Whoa.
show you where. I don't like that. Anyways, ugh. Apparently you can do it. You know, could save someone's life, I guess.
Yeah.
But isn't that permanent?
Well, you do have a
Or,
scar. I mean, death is also permanent, so I think I'd rather have a scar on my neck.
mm-hmm. I thought there was one of those procedures, like if you got trached, you'd always have like a opening there or something. But maybe that's a different procedure.
I think that's different. I know that like smokers sometimes have that where they get like the opening.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that's more for like throat cancer.
Like if you have something removed, then you need.
Yeah,
Got it.
I think. I think.
I
Um,
think so.
yeah.
Did you want to do
Question for
anything?
you.
Was this just, did you have anything else for this episode?
No, not particularly.
This episode's brought to you by the Worst Case Scenario Handbook.
It's so random
It's random. I'm
and
gonna
it'll save your life.
I'm gonna keep it with me at all times.
Yeah, you're not paranoid.
You're not paranoid, and let me just flip to that page. Boop, 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 boop.
Also, telling people about our podcast, I have to like, I feel like people are like, oh, like you have a podcast? And I'm like, yeah. And then I describe it. And I'm like, but we're not trying to make you more paranoid. Like, it's like this whole,
Mm-hmm.
like, I can't just say like what it's called and move on with my life. It's not so obvious. It's not like plants for plant people or like, or like, we like frogs. It's very much something that needs an explanation. So when you're like, you're not paranoid, I'm like, and then this is why we have to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like at some point, I mean, we have trust your instincts, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, here's an example of our merch. You can get it on our website, you're not paranoid.com. It's so fun. Um, Covers up your nighttime hair. It's a great bill. It's adjustable. It's currently available in black. You can see our logo. Reminds people they're not paranoid and to trust your instincts. But that's a real thing. Yeah, trusting your instincts. Trust your instincts and
Mm-hmm.
read that book, right?
Yep.
I don't know where I was going with that, but you get what I'm
That's
saying.
fine, and I like it.
Thanks.
And we got there.
It's this, as long as you feel like we just want you guys to feel like trusted. No, we want you to feel like understood, and because I feel like a lot of people feel the way we do,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a nice reminder that you're not alone and you're
You're
not
not
paranoid,
alone.
and we're all understanding of each other's like, ugh. And so it's like way easier to talk about and work through it together, and maybe create a slightly safer world because we talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, the more you feel like you have control, the more you feel safe,
Yep.
even though you don't. And that's okay. Cue the stress episode to do stress management.
How is that going?
My stress management. Well, I went outside today, so that was good. And I
Nice.
saw family and friends, so that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Try not to drink too much coffee, so that was good.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm
that's
going,
probably my problem because
yeah.
I've been reading about like high cortisol levels and uh, how it can like cause weight gain, even like you're literally eating and exercising the same.
Mm-hmm.
things which has been happening to me, and like the biggest thing is caffeine.
Oh, for cortisol production? Really?
Well, like if you're, it's kind of like the double-edged sword of like if you're already stressed, like you're stressed and you're already having high levels of cortisol, like kind of like at a constant level,
Mm-hmm.
then you add caffeine, which is like literally a addicting stimulant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it can really just like
Double
mess
up
things.
everything.
Yeah. So
Oh.
there's like things I've been reading of like, certain like foods and blah blah blah, but
Mm.
really a caffeine. And I'm like, but
Yeah.
I don't want to slash I have so much
Yeah.
pre-workout. It's almost to the point where it's like I just don't want to waste it. But I was like, I wonder if I can like cold turkey it and see, and then I can like add it back in.
Yeah. Or you can just dial back. Like I found myself recently, I only really need one cup of coffee and I just keep going out of like taste or convenience.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I think it's gonna make me feel better, but it never does.
Yeah.
Um, and so just like, yeah, trusting that like or really enjoying that first one
Mm-hmm.
instead of just like getting through it, you know?
Yeah, because for me, I usually just have an energy drink in the morning, and I'm good about it in that respect of like that's all I'll have, but it's still like a lot, and like I mean, to give yourself that much caffeine first
Mm-hmm.
thing in the morning is probably not great.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I don't know. I was like, is there such thing as like you work it out?
Like you work out
Like,
and then it metabolizes.
yeah, am I actually using the caffeine?
Oh,
Is that how it works? Or am I just
yeah,
jacking up my
yeah.
hormone levels and
Huh, that's an interesting question. I mean, I'll drink like a Celsius before jujitsu sometimes, and I feel like the strongest person I've ever been. And I just like, yeah, and I like get after it,
mm-hmm.
and it's awesome. But I only drink it when I know I can absolutely exert everything I have.
Yeah, see, and that's why I do it in the morning.
Right.
Uh,
But are you
s-
exerting it?
I mean, I work out
Like work out,
afterwards. Yeah. Because then I'm like, this has the whole day to like release if it
dissipate.
doesn't come out in a workout.
Yeah.
That'd be a good episode, just caffeine.
Caffeine in general. Yeah.
Yeah, because people like who are like not fans of it are like basically it should be illegal because it's an addicting stimulant.
Well, let's do that next time. Why is caffeine
Maybe it'll help me jumpstart my
legal?
cold
Yeah.
turkeyness.
Oh man. Ugh. That's gonna be hard to listen to.
I know. It's kind of
Uh,
like the stress one where it was like I needed to hear it.
mm-hmm. I thought you were gonna say something else.
Oh no, I was kind of
Agreed.
thinking the rest of the sentence in my
I
head.
could. I was like,
But
is she frozen?
I was basically just saying like cuz that's probably what I need to I probably should be doing my own research on caffeine and its
Yeah.
connections to like some of like the tummy issues and stress that I'm currently having.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Do they all? Oh, I just spit. They all feed back on each other too. So like
yep.
stress feeds back on your weight gain, and then your weight gain makes you more stressed, and then your stress means less sleep, and your less sleep means you want more caffeine, and more caffeine means you're
Mm.
more stressed, and then more cortisol, and then you're more hungry because you're sad, and then you're not working out sometimes, and then sometimes you are, but sometimes the stress of it all makes you hungry again, and they drink more caffeine to keep going.
Yes. And then that's what I was following a TikToker who like claims she had like hormone issues and like gut health, but that's kind of like I don't know, like a scammy thing that's going around on TikTok anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of believe some of the stuff she was saying,
Mm-hmm.
and I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, even like the type of workouts you do, because
Mm-hmm.
that is technically stressing your body. So
Mm-hmm.
she would only do like walking and like yoga and Pilates and lower
Mm-hmm.
intensity workouts. And I'm like, oh, so like running and lifting weights is now bad for me. So,
No, I think what they're probably talking about, and I've read about this on my Flow app, which is like the period tracker app. They
mm,
talk about during certain cycles, your hormones are at different, obviously, levels, and workouts can be more ideal under those certain cycles timings. So if
mm,
you're doing like, if you're like, I think like on your period, you are like, even though it sucks, like working out, I can't remember for sure, but like working out is supposed to actually help your symptoms of everything else happening. But then like when you're in this
yeah.
other phase, it's like actually like dial it down a little bit.
Yeah, I should probably download that.
And even my uh physical trainer guy was saying that the reason that you have cravings, this was like mind blowing to me. The reason you have cravings is that or one of the reasons besides hormones, is that your body's actually burning more calories than normal. And so if you can hold
Oh.
off, if you can get through the craving period, you're actually burning more calories than you would be normally. And so it's like just keep eating your protein and keep eating healthy, and then you'll actually not like feel so bloated, feel so icky, and actually gain weight during that time.
Interesting.
I know. He was like, so if you can hold out just a little bit, you're actually doing yourself a favor.
Yeah, I will say that like focusing on protein and not necessarily like
Yeah.
tracking calories and macros like super like hard,
Mm-hmm.
it does help me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Because
oh
the
yeah, definitely not eating enough protein. Because
yeah.
I was using my Fitness Pal like just for kind of like tracking my protein, not
Yeah.
really like everything else so strictly, but like
Yeah.
really making sure I hit the protein requirement. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I did not have any sugar cravings today.
Crazy, right?
It's really weird. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then the sugar, if you do have sugar cravings, even just eating like fruit like fills that need right
Mm-hmm.
away.
Yeah.
Or like certain teas or like a drink or whatever.
It would just be nice if your body craved what it actually needed.
Right.
Instead,
Instead of
because for me, it's
craving,
always sugar, and it's
yeah.
like
Or for me,
it's
it's salt. Yeah.
protein.
Yeah. And then you give it what it needs, and then those cravings go away. But you're like, why are you lying to me?
Mm-hmm. You're a liar.
I'm a liar. Yeah. It's like fibbing for the wrong things.
For real.
Oh, like, come on, man. Or girl, female, whatever this is.
Body.
Body.
Body yada yada yada.
Body, yada, yada. Oh no, I'm trying to go to bed. Let's not do that,
Yeah.
sweet. Please. Okay, caffeine. Yes, agreed. Let's do that next.
Okay.
Yay. Thanks for listening, y'all.
Thank you to
Gosh, what a
our
fun time.
random episode.
Our random listeners. Just kidding. We know you're not random. We actually personally selected you. Thank you for listening, as you always have.
Congrats. Mm-hmm.
Your check will be in the mail.
Yep.
Just
You
kidding.
have no choice.
Yeah. But for real, thank you. We'll see you next week.
See
And
ya.
that is all. A toodles,
Toodaloo.
mothers and fathers of the world.
Adios.